Hello everyone, welcome to part 3 of this gorgeous pineapple shawl. In this tutorial, I will be doing repeat row 10 through 16. For this pattern, you can keep doing increases every 7th row to make a bigger shawl. Additional information and details will be in the description box below. Thank you for watching and let's get started. To begin a repeat of row 10, chain 3. You're going to shell into your first shell. Chain 3. Double crochet into this first chain 3 loop. Chain 3. And double crochet into your second chain 3 loop. Now chain 3. And shell in shell. Chain 5. And you're going to make 2 chain 3 loops now, going over your pineapples. Chain 5. And shell in shell. Now we are going to repeat what we did over here, right in the middle here, because this is where we're going to have another pineapple. So you're going to chain 3, double crochet into your chain 3 space here, chain 3, then double crochet into your second chain 3 space there, and chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then shell in shell. From here you're just going to repeat that. So chain 5, then do 2 chain 3 loops and your single crochets, chain 5, and then shell in shell, chain 3, just like this, chain 3, double crochet into your first chain 3 loop or space, chain 3, double crochet into your second chain 3 space, then shell in shell. Once that's done, I will show you what my work is looking like. So here is the repeat of row 10, all finished. To begin repeat of row 11, chain 3, turn, and shell in shell. Now chain 3, and repeat of row 11 is where we put the 11 double crochet into these middle chain spaces. So I have 3 for this particular set that I'm doing. We have 11 double crochet here, here, and here. Of course, those are the bases for new pineapples. From here, you are going to simply place those 11 double crochet into that space, and then you can chain 3 and shell in shell. I will meet back up with you when that is all finished. Here it is all finished. I have my 11 double crochet, chain 3, and shell in shell. Now we have to chain 5 and then single crochet into your first chain 3 loop, chain 3, and single crochet into your last chain 3 loop, chain 5, and shell in shell. From here you're going to repeat what we did here into this space. So you're going to chain 3, then double crochet 11 into this middle space, chain 3, shell in shell, then do the chain 5 and 1 chain 3 space right here, chain 5, shell in shell, and then repeat this again over here. So your chain 3, 11 double crochet, chain 3, and shell in shell. When that's all finished, I will show you what my work looks like. And here is the repeat of row 11, all finished. To begin row 12, repeat, chain 3, turn, and shell in shell. There is my chain 3, shell in shell, then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and now we're going to increase this 11 double crochet to 13. So you're going to do 2 double crochet into the first stitch, then double crochet 9, and 2 double crochet into the last stitch. Chain 3, shell in shell, chain 5, single crochet into the chain 3 space, chain 5, and shell in shell. So here I am placing 2 double crochet into the first stitch, and then 1 into each of the next 9, and then 2 into the last stitch. Chain 3, shell in shell, chain 5, single crochet into the chain 3 space, chain 5, shell in shell. Now you're going to simply repeat this. This part is going to be repeated twice for me. So right here, and then again at the end. And this middle part right here where you chain 5, single crochet, chain 5, is going to be repeated for me once for this particular set. Here is my repeat of row 12, all finished. To begin a repeat of row 13, chain 3, turn, and shell in shell. Now chain 3, and now we will begin a repeat. So you're going to single crochet into the double crochet, chain 3, skip 1 double crochet, and single crochet into the following stitch. Repeat this and you should have 6 chain 3 loops that run across here. Then you're going to chain 3 and shell in shell. So this is what that looks like. I have my 6 chain 3 loops, then chain 3, shell in shell. Then you just want to go ahead and close this just like we did down here, and you're just going to skip from this shell and skip right over and shell into this shell or the next shell and close that space. From here, just repeat. So shell in shell, chain 3, then 6 chain 3 loops across your fan, chain 3, shell in shell, and then over those pineapples, you want to close those together and just skip over and shell into the next shell. I'm going to do this twice more, and then I can show you how this row looks when it's all finished. Here is the repeat of row 13. And I'm growing 3 new pineapples. 1, 2, 3. And now I can begin a repeat of row 14. To begin a repeat of row 14, chain 3, turn, and shell in shell. Now chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then single crochet into your first chain 3 loop of the pineapple right here. Chain 3, single crochet into the next chain 3 loop, and you're going to do that 4 more times. So we have a total of 5 chain 3 loops on this row. Then chain 5 and shell in shell. Here I have completed the 5 chain 3 loops for the pineapple. Then my spacer, chain 5, shell in shell, and here we are at the tip of one of these pineapples here. So you want to chain 2, because the last row we just joined, we didn't chain at all. So there's chain 2, and then shell in shell. And we're going to just repeat what we did over here. Repeat until the end, and then I can meet back up to show you what my work looks like. Now here is the repeat of row 14 all finished. So I have now 2, 4, 5, chain 5 loops. And I have those chain 2s in between the shell and shells right here. And now I'm all ready to begin the repeat of row 15. Now the repeat of row 15 is also an increase pineapples row. So we want to make sure and do a double shell at the beginning and at the very end here. So of course the double shell is a shell, chain 2, and shell into the same space. And of course there is my chain 3 to turn. Then you're going to chain 5, and single crochet, chain 3 single crochet, so you have 4 chain 3 loops on this row. Then chain 5 and shell in shell. Then I will meet back up with you. Now on the previous row we did a shell, chain 2, shell, and on this row, a repeat of row 15, we want to chain 2, double crochet into that chain 2 space, and chain 2 again. Then shell in shell, and repeat what we did right here. So shell in shell, chain 5, then 4 chain 3 loops for the pineapple, chain 5, shell in shell, and then of course at this point on each space here, you want to do a shell in shell, chain 2, double crochet into this chain 2 space, chain 2, and shell in shell. So again, once this row is finished, I can show you how it looks. Okay, so here is the repeat of row 15, all finished. We have the double shell, chain 5, and then 2, 4, chain 3 loops, chain of 5, shell, chain 2, double crochet, chain 2, shell. Then all of that repeated again. And at the end, just make sure you have also added the double shell at the end here. So now we have 2 double shells. Okay, so yay, here we are at row 16 again. This is the repeat of row 16. So I have chained 3 and shelled in my first shell. Then you want to chain 3, double crochet into this chain 2 middle space, chain 3, and shell into your next shell. Then chain 5, make 1, 2, 3, chain 3 loops, chain 5, and shell in shell. So here I have the 3 chain 3 loops, and I'm back over here where the pineapple got closed up, and I shelled in shell. Then you want to chain 3, double crochet in the previous double crochet, chain 3, and shell in shell. And you're just going to repeat this all the way down your work. And of course, if you get stuck in a spot, you just have to look back at what you've already done to see what you do next. This is my repeat of row 16, all finished. And now I am ready to start at row 10 again. And remember, you can just repeat row 10 through 16 until your shawl is any size you like. After your shawl is the size you want, you can now add a finishing edge. The finishing edge can be started after the repeat of row 13. So here you can see that I did row 15, there was the increase, then row 16. Then I started again, 10, 11, 12, 13. From here, I am ready to start the finishing edge. The finishing edge will just run across the top of the shawl. To begin the finishing edge, you want to chain 5. Now turn your work. Next, we want to treble crochet into this very first stitch. Yarn over twice, insert your hook into that first stitch, grab your yarn and pull up a loop. We have 4 loops on our hook. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over and pull through the second 2 loops, yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. Now we want to skip 3 or 4 stitches or chains. So I'm going to skip 3 here, 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into that 4th stitch, which happens to be a chain. Then we're going to repeat that all over again. And as we work along, it's going to be making this beautiful, like, lacy edge. Continue in this fashion all the way across the top of your work. And when we get to the end, I will show you how my work is looking. So this is how the edge turned out for me. I definitely skipped more than 3 or 4 stitches in some places, but that's just how I did mine. Now for my shawl, I definitely will be fastening off here, and then I will sew in all my ends and block the shawl. Now this shawl also has an edging that runs along the outside, right here and right over here, and that looks like this right here. So you can see these lacy loops that run along the edge. I'm not going to be adding it to my shawl, but I will show you how to do it really quick. So after that last single crochet from that top edging, you're going to just chain 20. So once I get to 20 chains, I will meet back up and we can finish this off. Here's my chain of 20. And now in the 4th chain from hook, we're going to place 16 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4. So in this 4th chain right here, I'm going to double crochet. And we're going to make 16 double crochet. So there is 1 for me, and then once I get to 16, I can show you it again. Here are my 16 double crochet, and now you're going to chain 3. And then slip stitch into that same space. So to slip stitch, you're going to insert your hook, grab your yarn and pull it up, and then pull through that loop on your hook for the slip stitch. Now chain 16. Here I have chained 16, and now we're simply going to find one of those chain 3 loops from our turning chains. So we have one here and we have another one here. So my next one would be this one, and I'm going to single crochet into it. From here, you're just going to repeat this on the 2 long sides of your shawl. So for the recap, we chain 20 and then 16 double crochet into the 4th chain from hook, chain 3, slip stitch into that same space, then chain 16 and single crochet into the chain 3 loops on the sides of your shawl. Once you get to the end, slip stitch to join, which you will be back on the other side where we started this top. So right over here, and you're just going to slip stitch in here somewhere. Then snip your yarn, pull your tail through that last loop, sew in your ends, and then you can block your shawl. Thank you for watching, commenting, liking this video, and of course hitting the subscribe button if you haven't. Have a lovely crochet day, and I hope to see you again in my next tutorial.